Welcome to MindMap MCQ. This is part 2 of a 3-part series on weather. In this video, we learn about the mountain and the valley winds and the various local winds across the globe. So prepare, practice and prevail. 1. What is a primary cause of mountain and valley winds? The options are A. Ocean currents, B. Earth's rotation, C. Temperature differences, D. Humidity levels. The correct option is C. Temperature differences. Mountain and valley winds are primarily caused by temperature differences between the mountain slopes and the valleys. 2. What is an anabatic wind? The options are A. wind blowing down a mountain slope, B. a wind blowing up a mountain slope, C. a wind blowing across a valley, D. a wind blowing in a circular pattern. The correct option is B. a wind blowing up a mountain slope. An anabatic wind is a warm wind blowing up a steep slope or mountainside driven by solar heating of the slope. Also known as upslope flow, these winds occur during calm, sunny daytime weather. The sun hits the hilltop, warming the air above it, causing it to rise through convection. This creates a lower pressure area, drawing in air from the slope's base. The rising air can cool and form cumulus clouds, potentially producing rain or thunderstorms. 3. What time of day are katabatic winds most likely to occur? A. Early morning, B. Noon, C. Afternoon, D. Night. The correct option is D. Night. A katabatic wind is a downslope wind that occurs when dense cold air descends from higher elevations such as mountains or glaciers driven by gravity. These winds typically form at night or during winter when the ground cools rapidly, cooling the air above it. The cold, dense air flows downhill, accelerating as it moves. Katabatic winds can be very strong and are known for their impact on coastal areas, valleys, and polar regions, significantly influencing local weather and temperature patterns. 4. What is the primary driving force behind katabatic winds? The options are A. Gravity, B. Solar radiation, C. Earth's rotation, D. Ocean currents. The correct option is A. Gravity. The primary driving force behind katabatic winds is gravity, which causes dense cold air to flow downhill from higher elevations such as mountains or glaciers. These winds typically form when the ground cools rapidly at night or during winter, cooling the air above it. As the cold, dense air accumulates, it becomes heavier and flows down the slope under the influence of gravity. This movement can create strong cold winds that significantly impact local weather, particularly in coastal, valley, and polar regions. 5. How do anabatic winds affect the local temperature during the day? The options are A. They cool the slopes, B. They have no effect on temperature, C. They stabilize temperature, D. They warm the slopes. The correct option is D. They warm the slopes. Anabatic winds, which occur when warm air rises up slopes or mountainsides due to solar heating, can increase local temperatures during the day. As the sun hits the slope, the warm air rises, creating an upward flow that draws in cooler air from surrounding area. This process enhances local warming up by continually replacing the cooler air with warmer air. Additionally, the rising warm air can lead to localized cloud formation and potentially increase precipitation, further impacting the local microclimate. 6. Which phenomenon is associated with strong katabatic winds? The options are A. Frost, B. Heat waves, C. Rainfall, D. Tornadoes. The correct option is A. Frost. Katabatic winds often occur in polar regions and high altitude areas where temperatures are already low. When this cold air descends rapidly, it can cause a sudden drop in temperatures at the surface. This rapid cooling can lead to the formation of frost or on exposed surfaces such as vegetation, cars, and buildings. Therefore, katabatic winds can contribute to frost formation, particularly during clear, calm nights when radiative cooling is also at play. 7. Which wind phenomena can lead to the formation of clouds and precipitation over mountain slopes? The options are A. Katabatic winds, B. Sea breezes, C. Anabatic winds, D. Trade winds. The correct option is C. Anabatic winds. Anabatic winds can lead to the formation of clouds and precipitation over mountain slopes. As warm air ascends the slope due to the solar heating, it cools adiabatically, reaching its dew point and condensing into clouds. This process, known as orographic lifting, enhances cloud formation and can lead to precipitation as the rising air cools further and water vapor condenses into droplets. Orographic clouds and precipitation are common phenomena associated with anabatic winds, influencing local weather patterns and water availability in mountainous regions. 8. What is a typical characteristic of mountain winds compared to valley winds? The options are A. They are weaker, B. They are stronger, C. They are more humid, D. They are less predictable. The correct option is B. They are stronger. Katabatic winds are generally stronger than anabatic winds. Katabatic winds result from the rapid descent of dense cold air driven by gravity down slopes or mountain sides. These winds can achieve high speeds due to the steep pressure gradient created by the dense air mass moving downhill. In contrast, anabatic winds, which ascend slopes due to solar heating of the land surface, are typically weaker and influenced by local terrain and heating conditions. Katabatic winds are notable for their strength and impact on local weather environments. 9. Which cold wind is known for its occurrence in the Strait of Magellan? The options are A. Gregale, B. Mistral, C. Pompero, D. Bora. The correct option is C. Pompero. The Pompero is a strong cold wind that blows from the west or southwest across the Strait of Magellan and coastal areas of southern South America, including parts of Argentina and Chile. It is characterized by its sudden onset and can reach gale force or higher speeds. 10. Which cold wind affects the Mediterranean region, particularly the coast of Greece? The options are A. Sirocco, B. Mistral, C. Bora, D. Gregale. The correct option is D. Gregale. Gregale is a northeast wind that originates over the Aegean Sea and blows towards the Mediterranean coast of Greece and nearby islands. This wind is characterized by its direction from northeast to southwest, bringing moderate to strong winds and sometimes precipitation to affected regions. 11. Which cold wind is associated with the Rhone Valley of France? A. Gregale, B. Mistral, C. Bora, D. Sirocco. The correct option is B. Mistral. The cold wind associated with Rhone Valley in France is known as the Mistral. This northwesterly wind originates from the high pressure areas of the Central Massif and flows down the Rhone Valley towards the Mediterranean Sea. The Mistral is characterized by its strong and gusty nature, often reaching high speeds as it funnels through the valley. 12. Bora is a cold and a dry wind that blows from the northeast towards which coastline? The options are A. Adriatic Sea coast, B. Baltic Sea coast, C. Caspian Sea coast, or D. Black Sea coast. The correct option is A. Adriatic Sea coast. The Bora is a cold and dry wind that blows from the northeast towards the Adriatic Sea coast, originating from continental Europe and the Balkans. It descends through the mountain passes towards the Adriatic coast of Croatia and Italy. The Bora is characterized by its gusty and turbulent nature, often reaching gale force speeds. 13. Where do Chinook winds predominantly occur? The options are A. Rocky Mountains, B. Alps, C. Himalayas, D. Andes. The correct option is A. Rocky Mountains. Chinook winds predominantly occur on the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains in North America, especially in winter. 14. What is a Chinook wind primarily known for? A. Bringing heavy rainfall. B. Causing extreme cold temperatures. C. Rapidly warming temperatures. D. Generating thunderstorms. The correct option is C. Rapidly warming temperatures. A Chinook wind is primarily known for its warming effect on the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains in North America. As this dry warm wind descends down the leeward side of the mountains, it compresses and heats up due to adiabatic warming. This can cause temperatures to rise dramatically within hours, melting snow rapidly and leading to significant changes in weather conditions. 15. Where does the Tramontane wind primarily occur? The options are A. Southern Africa, B. Northern Europe, C. South America, D. Mediterranean region. The correct option is D. Mediterranean region. The Tramontane wind primarily occurs in southern France, particularly in the region of Occitania and along the Mediterranean coast. It is a strong northwesterly wind that blows from the interior towards the Mediterranean Sea, typically during the winter months. The Tramontane wind is known for its gusty and cold characteristics. 16. Where does the Sirocco wind originate? The options are A. Arctic Circle, B. Sahara Desert, C. Amazon Rainforest, D. Pacific Ocean. The correct option is B. Sahara Desert. The Sirocco wind originates from the Sahara Desert in North Africa. It is a hot, dry, and often dusty wind that blows northward across the Mediterranean Sea towards the southern Europe, including countries like Italy, Malta, and Greece. The Sirocco is caused by the movement of warm air masses from the Sahara into the Mediterranean region, typically occurring during spring and fall. 17. Where is the Lu wind primarily experienced? The options are A. Sahara Desert, B. Arctic Circle, C. Amazon Rainforest, D. Indian Subcontinent. The correct option is D. Indian Subcontinent. The Lu wind is primarily experienced in the Indian Subcontinent, particularly in the northwestern regions of India and Pakistan. This hot and dry wind originates from the deserts of Rajasthan, Cholistan desert and surrounding areas during the summer months. The Lu wind is characterized by its scorching temperatures and low humidity, making it uncomfortable and potentially hazardous for inhabitants of the region. 18. Where are Fohn winds most commonly observed? The options are A. Alps, B. Karakoram, C. Himalayas, D. Andes. The correct option is A. Alps. Fohn winds are warm, dry winds that occur on the leeward side of mountain ranges worldwide. As moist air ascends over the windward side of the mountains, it cools and releases precipitation. The now dry air descends down the leeward side, warming adiabatically. Fohn winds are well known in regions like Alps, Rockies, and Southern Alps. 19. Where are barge winds primarily experienced? The options are Northern Europe, B. Mediterranean region, C. Southern Africa, D. South America. The correct option is C. Southern Africa. Barge winds are primarily experienced in Southern Africa, particularly in regions like South Africa, Namibia, and Lesotho. These hot, dry winds descend from the inland plateaus towards the coast, typically occurring during the winter months. 20. How do barge winds impact local weather conditions? The options are A. Bring heavy rainfall, B. Raise temperatures, C. Increase humidity levels, D. Cause rapid temperature drops. The correct option is B. Raise temperatures. Barge wind is a hot and dry wind that descends from elevated inland areas towards the coastal regions in South Africa. These winds originate from high pressure systems over the interior plateau, particularly during spring and autumn. As the air descends towards lower elevations and the coast, it warms adiabatically, increasing temperatures significantly and lowering humidity levels. 21. Where are Buran winds primarily experienced? A. Sahara Desert, B. Andes Mountains, C. Siberia, D. Australian Outback. The correct option is C. Siberia. Buran winds are strong and cold north to northeasterly winds that occur in the eastern parts of Russia and Central Asia, particularly in Siberia and Kazakhstan. These winds originate from high pressure areas over the Siberian plains during winter, bringing cold and dry air southwards. 22. Where are Brickfielder winds primarily experienced? The options are A. Sahara Desert, B. Rocky Mountains, C. Amazon Rainforest, D. Australian Outback. The correct option is D. Australian Outback. A brickfielder is a hot and dry wind that blows across the Australian outback, particularly in regions like South Australia and Victoria. Originating from the hot interior deserts during summer, these winds gain heat as they travel over vast arid landscapes, often carrying fine dust particles. Brickfielders can cause temperatures to soar and lower humidity levels, contributing to extreme fire danger conditions. 23. Which region of India receives the least rainfall during the monsoon season? The options are A. Rajasthan, B. Northeastern states, C. Western Himalayas, D. Lower Central Himalayas. The correct option is A. Rajasthan. Rajasthan receives low rainfall during the monsoon due to its location on the leeward side of the Aravalli range, which obstructs the moisture-laden southwest monsoon winds. As these winds travel from Arabian Sea, they lose much of their moisture before reaching Rajasthan. 24. What is the term used to describe the phenomenon of monsoon winds causing heavy rains along the western coast of India? The options are A. Orthographic rainfall, B. Orographic rainfall, C. Cyclonic effect, D. Leeward effect. The correct option is B. Orographic rainfall. The term used to describe the phenomenon of monsoon winds causing heavy rains along the western coast of India is orographic rainfall. This occurs when the moisture-laden southwest monsoon winds from the Arabian Sea are forced to ascend upon encountering the western Ghats. The ascent causes the air to cool and condense, leading to heavy and sustained rainfall on the windward side of the mountains. 25. What is the name of the northeast monsoon in India? The options are A. Winter monsoon, B. Pre-monsoon, C. Retreating monsoon, D. Summer monsoon. The correct option is A. Winter monsoon. The northeast monsoon in India is commonly known as the retreating monsoon or the winter monsoon. This monsoon typically occurs from October to December and brings rainfall primarily to the southeastern coast of India, including Tamil Nadu and parts of Andhra Pradesh. 26. Which region of India experiences mango showers as a prelude to the southwest monsoon? The options are A. Western Ghats, B. Eastern Himalayas, C. Kerala, D. Gangetic Plains. The correct option is C. Kerala. The region of India that experiences mango showers as a prelude to the southwest monsoon is the southwestern coast, particularly the state of Kerala and parts of Karnataka. These pre-monsoon showers typically occur from March to May and are named for their beneficial effect on the mango crop, aiding in the ripening of the fruit. 27. What is the term used to describe the periodic oscillation of sea surface temperatures that affects the monsoon in India? The options are A. El Nino, B. Enzo, C. La Nina, D. PDO. The correct option is B. Enzo. Enzo or El Nino southern oscillation is a climatic phenomenon involving periodic variations in sea surface temperatures and atmospheric conditions over the equatorial Pacific Ocean. It has two main phases: El Nino, characterized by warmer ocean temperatures, and La Nina, marked by cooler temperatures. 28. What is the term used to describe the period of transition between the southwest and northeast monsoons in India? The options are A. Monsoon overlap, B. Monsoon reversal, C. Monsoon transition, D. Intermonsoon. The correct option is D. Intermonsoon. The term used to describe the period of transition between southwest and northeast monsoons in India is intermonsoon. This period occurs between the end of southwest monsoon, September, and the onset of northeast monsoon, which is in between October and December. During this period, weather conditions can be variable with fluctuating rainfall patterns and changing wind directions. 29. The term monsoon is derived from which language? The options are A. Arabic, B. Sanskrit, C. English, D. Tamil. The correct option is A. Arabic. The term monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mausim, which means season or weather. This word entered into English via Portuguese and Dutch sailors who traded in the Indian Ocean region during the Age of Exploration. It originally referred to the seasonal wind patterns and associated rainfall in South Asia, but its usage expanded to describe the similar seasonal weather phenomenon in other parts of the world as well. 30. What is the primary cause of the monsoon in India? The options are A. Shift in ocean currents, B. Change in pressure systems, C. Earth's axial tilt, D. Solar flares. The correct option is B. Change in pressure systems. Changes in pressure systems, specifically the differential heating and cooling of land and sea surfaces, play a critical role in causing the monsoon in India. During summer, the land heats up faster than ocean, creating a low pressure area over the Indian subcontinent. Meanwhile, the Indian Ocean remains relatively cooler, maintaining a higher atmospheric pressure. This pressure difference sets up a monsoon circulation. As this air mass moves inland, it rises, cools and condenses, leading to the characteristic heavy rainfall associated with the monsoon.